Alrighty. Day 2 of upload a day. Let's do it. Okay, so this game, I'm going to be teaching and showing how to press leads. Because if you look at either side of these, scales incredibly, scales incredibly, scales incredibly, scales incredibly, and we have Graves. And TF scales fine, but he's not really like a damage dealer at all. So what we start to look at is we have to play around Mord and Ezreal, but Ezreal can't really force a ton either, especially into a team like that mid to late. So it starts to create some problems. Here we have a little bit of a fiesta for that same reason. If you think back to what I was just saying, we don't scale good, so we have to start things off rolling very heavily. So let's look at how we take this small lead that we already have, which this is ironic because we already have a lead because of the champions we're playing. So going off that, let's see how we play these lanes, right? One thing that's really interesting when you play against Swain is you want to be moving in like a semicircle, like a crescent, because it allows you to dodge way more often since his is just like a circle, and you'll see me do that a lot here. The natural tendency is to dodge like crescently. That's probably not a word, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, so why am I shoving out? Firstly, our junglers, again, pressure early, literally no pressure. And the only way that they end up getting pressure is by their gank assist, which they don't really have a lot there, and they don't really have a lot there, and they only really have it mid. And so I'm trying to draw pressure here and see if I can waste time, because I know that there's nothing they can really get out of it. Plus, if I have pressure like this, and I'm sitting this far up on the map, it permits my Graves to invade and get crabs for free. So now I'm doing what I was talking about last time, where you allow the waves to come in, crash here, build up a wave and a half or 2 waves, and then hard shove out. Now, why am I not helping is simply because I know our bot lane won't help either. Bot lane doesn't have prio, and so if I went, it would be 2v4 instead of 1v4, and so you don't really get anything out of that. It's not because I didn't really have prio, because I would have just followed and my wave would have been frozen. It was just because we didn't have anything bot. So Graves gets out miraculously. So far, so good. We haven't thrown a lead. Nice damage, I guess. Swain has terrible wave clear early, so we decide to try and shove it in as hard as we can. Nice, take a reset. This is a really good time to reset. I just hit like 5.5, so next wave or next 2 waves, I'll hit 6. They're fighting top side. And we get lucky just because of the champions we're playing. GP on no items and Master Yi on no items are, to no one's surprise, not very strong. So, okay, poured in. Nice. I saw the gold card and went for the immediate. Okay, let's talk about this port and why it's good. Remember that I was the first one to shove out. And since I was the one that shoved out, why is my computer freezing up? Since I was the one that shoved out when I went for that reset, it made sure that Swain was the second one to lane, so I get the first rotation out of lane phase because I get the first shove. Nice. See, look how fat this wave is. So that's because we got the early back. Now, let's look at this. When I was doing this, I was literally only looking at the minimap. And if you look at the minimap, you can see how deep they're going in. I'll show you when it starts. So I know that they're going to start shoving in because our bot lane is coming off of a back. Same exact thing that applies here is applying bot lane, right? They have a big wave that's going to be coming in, and instead of hard shoving it, they're slow pushing it. But the point is that we were the ones that bounced the wave back into us, so the wave's going to be imminently coming towards us. Kind of like how this wave is imminently going towards Swain. So I thought, okay, I can take this, and I know Zillion has my back because double bombs. She spell shields right there because she's psychotic or something, and then it's a free kill. But remember, Twisted Fate is all about the setup, so it's important to realize why that worked out and why I went for it in general. Get free minions. I see the end of the TP. He goes bot lane. That's huge for us. We get free vision. Why am I not getting plates? Because I don't really care right now. what's more important to me is knowing when he's coming back, because otherwise Master Yi could come down from the top, and even though they don't really have a ton of damage, 2v1 still, and I don't want to blow a flash. And plus my vision, and I can repeat gank bot side, is something I value over plates. Because, like, as much as I love 160 gold, it's not going to be make or break, like getting a double kill bot lane and blowing both of their sums. And also ensuring I got to keep my own summoners. Okay, so they're super pushed up, which is fine. I don't have port, but I'm keeping my eye on that at all times. And the reason I'm looking there is because topside, I gank, he oranges my gold card, and then leaves. And then we have like no CC. If he doesn't orange my gold card, either he's bad or it's on cooldown. But if it's on cooldown, that means Mordekaiser's going to be winning the push anyway, because Mordekaiser will have the advantage. So like I would just be interrupting something that's already fluid and going okay. So again, I immediately see that they're pushed. I have ult, and I go for it. Gold show up. Wild cards permits me to break any spell shields or anything like that. So we didn't get anything out of it, but we did get the flash, which is really huge because they only have one flash to give. So Graves is invading bot side, and I'm shoving out so that I can back him up for times like this. And that's why. That's why we like to have the pressure that we do. I run back to Zillion. This is a Fiesta. I flash for the stopwatch. Very good. That was obviously idiotic on my end. I didn't even know he had stopwatch. Perfect. And since he doesn't have rotation or priority, he loses out on all that CS. Again, very big for us. We're sitting 87 at 10:30-ish is what we were. So we come back, get a Roasheen boots, and that's only at 11 minutes. Plus refillable. I actually have a soft spot for refillable, so you guys might not like it, but I sure do. Again, they're extended. My ult just came up. Get the kill. Very nice. My ult was literally coming off cooldown when I started that rotation. And keep in mind that Sivir losing all of that is way more beneficial than Swain maybe getting a plate or two. How many has he gotten? He's gotten one plate and he got a wave. I missed like 3 minions there, I think it was. Stop his back. Perfect. Take another reset. Like this is incredibly fluid how this is going on. And the way that they would counter this is try to freeze your waves. And it's hard because they don't really have an early game jungler. So what you would want to do is GP has wave clear advantage technically after right around now. Me and Swain will even out. And Sivir's always going to have the advantage. So you want to be playing around bot side if you're like this Master Yi or anything like that. So this is a reactionary roam. I don't have ult, keep in mind. So I walk towards bot because I'm thinking, oh my god, they're overexpended, I'll just do it again. And then they start fighting, and I knew Swain was going to start his rotation. So I just rotate up to make it a 3v3 because I thought Graves was going to die. I think he ends up dying here anyway. Yeah, he kills himself. Oh, just kidding. Graves, by the way. So yeah, you can reaction roam, and obviously it's not as good as his ult because that's the point of Twisted Fate is his ult. I don't feel like that needs explaining. But it's very important to show up when you are supposed to be showing up. Nice, so we get another kill off my ult. And they get the dive. Graves gets aggressive. And I say, just get the tower. Because that's who I am as a human being. Objectives win games. Waves and objectives, man. Waves win games. Waves win games. Perfect. So, our bot lane is officially super ahead now, too. And almost all of that is credited to where we are in a position. Like, Zillion's not a great laner, Ezreal's not a great laner, but they're winning against these two, which is one of the best duos. Probably not anymore, but easily A tier. Like, we have been making insane pressure all over this map, and like this game ends up being very short. Like they end up AFKing here and whatever, both top end AD carry. But that's how you really utilize early game pressure. Notice when I'm making these ports, twice I give up waves mid. And it yields us a huge reward on this opposite end, which is really big for us, and it ends up being game changing actually. So the one wave, the 115 gold or whatever I might get from a cannon wave, actually I think that's a normal wave. 115 gold from like a normal wave is not worth staying and missing an opportunity here. Opportunity costs, right? So make sure when you are doing stuff like this that you want to make sure you're weighing the risk reward. My risk is I lose one wave. My reward is even our worst port got us a flash out of this bot side, and they end up capitalizing on it, right? Like this game ends within 5 minutes, so that means when they got the double kill, her flash was still down. Right around here. So big for us, and it works out really well. So I mean, nonetheless, there's always things that you can work on. And even though I ended up like deathless this game and like 3S something, some big stuff that I would want to try and work on is better invading with Graves. If you see early on, I didn't path with him very well when he went in alone, even though our bot lane had no tempo. Even if I'm right here, I might be able to escort him out or shy the Swain away from even joining in the fight. So it's like a 2v2 technically, because if their jungler's not there, Swain is too scared to walk through me, then we can just collapse on this bot lane and our bot lane can rotate up. So 3 things I need to work on, really obviously, is work better with my jungler's tempo, and obviously that changes jungler to jungler, but I should be able to read it better, especially since I talked so much about how Graves has early pressure and we should be looking for the invades, and then I froze it right when he was looking for an invade. Second thing is really trying to get some deeper vision. This is all at a useless point in this game because this game's over, but if I can get some better vision around mid or wherever it might be. This game I didn't need the sweeper, even though I really love sweeper mid game. Just because I like making sure that no one can see me when I'm rotating and it doesn't become predictable. So better tempo judgment and follow up, better vision, and probably just overall just more pressure in lane. Because if I can draw their jungler here a lot more, it's going to be way more beneficial because I can draw him mid, and then I know he's not in a side lane when I port. So those are just 3 big things that I could work on going forward, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this VOD review today. Let me know how you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys learned anything new. Thanks.